Except for number 4, which had been provided previously.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Except for number 6 also, which I do not have possession of. Supervisor of election does. That's the sign-in logs, because they use them for voters getting credit for voting, and they keep them in their possession.
So you provided everything but 4 and 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Everything asked for.
Everything asked for, 4 and 6, okay. Now, when someone requests an absentee ballot for someone else, as in these requests that are part of Plaintiff's Exhibit 10, how is the absentee ballot actually delivered to the elector for whom it was requested?
It's given to the person who's designated to pick it up for.
And that's in accordance with law?
Yes, it is, to my knowledge.
Okay. Now, you encouraged some people who came to City Hall to vote while they were there,
No, sir.
even though they picked up an absentee ballot. You didn't say to some of them, you can save 37 cents by voting here or 39 cents by voting here.
No, sir, I didn't say these people here.
I'm not speaking of those.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm speaking of those people who came to get an absentee ballot for themselves.
I don't recall, sir.
You suggested to some people that they vote for James Lewis.
No, sir.
Now, when you provided an absentee ballot to a voter or to someone for a voter, what did you provide?
I provided them with a ballot, a mailing envelope, and a security sleeve.
And do you have a copy of that security sleeve with you?
I may certainly have one here or another. Oh, that's not a document, so I'll be right back.
Okay, we can go off the record.
Can someone turn the camera on?
Daunting high-tech equipment here. We had no idea.
Just hit the red button.
I'll let you hear. I never did that.
Right here.
I'd like to show you what will become Plaintiff's Exhibit 11. Mr. Henderson, I asked you to examine that. Does that appear to be a true copy back in front of what is referred to an absentee ballot secrecy folder?
It's a true copy of the one that he has in his hand.
And you provided that to...
Supervisor Lexus provided this to us to provide to voters.
Okay. Now, did you provide a copy of this secrecy folder with every absentee ballot you provided?
As far as I can recall, yes.
Okay. And the secrecy folders that you actually provided came in different colors, did they not?
They may have, I don't recall.
Okay. The secrecy folder that you have there has on the front and the back, I think, instructions to the voter to call the office of Pam Carpenter if there's a question. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Was the voter not instructed to call you if there was a question?
The instructions I gave someone were, vote your ballot, insert it in the secrecy vote, put it in the mailing envelope, mail it back, or when you're voting on the site, it's the same thing, seal it, sign it, give it to me. That's it.
Okay.
There was no question asked or answered about questions.
Is there a thing on the back as to where it's to be mailed?
Thing on the back says for further information, contact.
Okay. How about the other side?
If you have any questions, call.
And the mailing address it has here is of the supervisor of elections. Is that correct?
Under for further information, contact.
And number 6 under checklist for voter. It says return to the supervisor of elections.
Yes.
Do you know whether any of these ballots were returned to Pam Carpenter instead of to you?
One was mailed to her office, and I went down and picked it up. The reason it was, I believe, I can't remember. We also use envelopes provided by her, and if our label fell off, we end up at her office. So, one way or the other, we got it.
By envelopes, do you mean the mailing envelope?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this secrecy envelope or secrecy folder you have is not an envelope, is it?
Not to my knowledge, the definition of envelope.
Okay. Were any of the mailing envelopes returned unsealed?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you recall how many ballots you ordered?
Overall,
Yeah.
for around, I believe, 4,000.
How many did you use?
1,300 in that area.
Now, in the canvassing of the election, the canvassing board did not account for all the ballots that were ordered, that were voted, that were spoiled, and that were unused, did it?
They, say again, please.
The canvassing board, when it canvassed this election, did not account for all the ballots that were ordered, that were voted, that were spoiled, and that were unused.
Through me, they did.
Is there any record of that?
That, the counting itself.
Of that accounting? Yeah.
That, as far as I know, that would be. I don't think I'm quite following.
Do you have any record indicating that there were this many ballots ordered, that there were this many ballots delivered, that there were this many ballots voted, that there were this many ballots spoiled, and that there were this many ballots unused?
Have records for all those, yes.
Where?
Let's see. The number ordered would be at the Supervisor of Elections office. She's never invoiced before. The number used are in those lists that I provided, and the tapes of the machines, plus miscellaneous from the precincts. And the unused are the remainder that do not appear on any of those lists.
You don't have an accounting written out, do you
accounting
now?
form, no, sir.
And there has been no accounting,
I have accounted for every single one, sir, and every single.
but you have no record of that.
I have no accounting form.
So if you were to if we were to ask for an accounting, you'd have to sit down and do it now, would you?
I could recreate what